So maybe you just got yourself an Osmo Action and you were thinking about using some ND filters for it. Well, I think there's a glaring issue that nobody's really mentioned that could cause your footage to be a little bit more shaky than you may have intended. Stick around. What's up? Welcome back, everybody. My name is Original Dobo. On my channel, I do drone and tech related content. So if that's at all interesting, definitely go ahead, smash that subscribe button before you leave this video. So something that I think a lot of reviewers have failed to mention about the Osmo Action and ND filters is the fact that how the Osmo Action actually stabilizes its footage. Now, they sort of use some parlor tricks here, and so does GoPro for that matter with Hypersmooth, with speeding up the shutter speed to be able to achieve a higher stabilization rate. I know it's a little bit confusing. There's some algorithms at play, but the science and the baseline behind it is if you put an ND filter on, you're actually slowing down your shutter speed because it has more density to pass through. That's sort of the reason why when you notice footage of any action camera, whether it be Hypersmooth from the GoPro or the Osmo Action at night, it absolutely falls apart with Rocksteady on. And I'm gonna do a couple of tests here with some ND filters from Freewell. First, I'm gonna go jogging with just Rocksteady on, no ND filter. Then I'm gonna turn Rocksteady off, go for a jog, and then we're gonna go ahead and throw some Freewell filters on and show you exactly what happens. All right, let me go ahead and get this camera ready so we can go do this. And we're gonna be filming at 4K 30 frames per second, mind you. All right, so this is a test. I'm walking right now. Rocksteady's on, 4K 30 frames per second, just doing a normal walk. And now I'm gonna jog, and the Osmo Action's just out in front of me. Okay, Rocksteady is off, and 4K 30 frames per second. I'm just doing a light walk. And now I'm gonna jog. And I'm jogging, and there's no Rocksteady on, 4K 30 frames per second. So you can obviously see there's a bit more shake. The on, and I'm just walking normal. This is with an ND filter. Again, ISO 200, shutter speed 60, 4K 30. And this is sort of what you can expect at this rate. Again, with Rocksteady on, I can't see the footage. I'll have to review it when I get back to the house. But I did notice there were some jitters when I was testing this. So let's see how it's going to act now with me running. So I'm running and not doing anything different than what we did before. And I'm gonna stop. So, all right, so I've got the ND filter on, ND32, ISO is 200, and the shutter speed is 60 because I'm filming at 4K 30. And right now there is no Rocksteady on at the immediate moment. So this is sort of the footage you can expect. There's some people behind me. I guess I could start running. It's gonna look weird, but all right, so this is what you can expect. No Rocksteady, ND filter on. There you go. That's a big, ugly bird. What the hell? That's a vulture. He looks angry. Oh God.
So after coming back to the office and looking over the footage after trying ND filters out, doing double the frame rate, shooting in manual settings, not automatic, honestly, I can see there is a difference in the stability. So keep that in mind if you are going to put ND filters on and expect the same stabilization, you're going to notice some performance degradement. Now the quality still looks good, just it doesn't seem as stable. And if that's true, that they are speeding up the shutter speed in order to achieve a more smooth, stable look, that would make a lot of sense. And that probably also explains how GoPro does it as well. Now, I don't have any ND filters for my GoPro to test this theory out, but I want to go ahead and thank Freewell for going ahead and sending these filters out to me. So if you're going to use ND filters, I think it's probably best just to turn off Rocksteady, and more or less, you know, you're going to have to deal with some of that shake. It's really not that bad because it's such a wide field of view. It's acceptable. you know, or maybe get like a plate and mount this into, if I don't know if anybody still has an Osmo Mobile, but this will mount into an Osmo Mobile with like one of those GoPro Hero plates. Works pretty well. It's fairly affordable. I know it sort of defeats the purpose, but if you absolutely have to be shooting in manual with an action camera and need ND filters, this is the way to go. Now this was a polarizing filter, and I did notice there was a little bit of color shift. I was shooting in D-Cinelike and I did the best I could to grade it to match the automatic settings, but I noticed that the colors shifted over ISO 100, which is a little interesting. I think there's still some refinements that DJI has to do to this camera before it's going to be perfected. I think they're somewhat holding back with some of the features, but I just thought the test was interesting. I wasn't sure if anybody else was aware of this problem. I wouldn't even really call it a problem. It's just sort of a byproduct of how they've done the stabilization. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like it, share with somebody who has an Osmo Pocket. And as always, guys, stay original. We'll see you next time.